Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I have just seen for perhaps the third or fourth time Tim Burton's Batman, starring Michael Keaton as Batman and Jack Nicholson as Jack Napier / the Joker. And this film is straight out of the comics. It is very beautifully designed with a lot of effect shots. I will, however, admit that the animation, because there is cartoon animation in this film, it looks a little more cartoony to me now than it did back in 1989 when this came out. Now, this is the story. It is very much an origin story of the Joker, played by Nicholson. And I mean, again, this is that point where I really want to spoil things, but I shouldn't, even though this is an older movie, because it's on Netflix right now. You're going to want to watch it, and if you haven't seen it before, you absolutely have to. It is generally thought of that Nicholson and Keaton are the second best, if not the best, of their characters. Jack Nicholson's Joker was psychotic, scary, and funny. He was the best iteration of the Joker that had ever been put to celluloid at the time. So, I mean, that is undeniable. Ledger's Joker was a complete different direction, and I don't even think you can compare these two characters. I believe these two Jokers are very different characters, just with the same name. So it's just one of those things. Also, a bit of history for you. Jack Napier is a name invented for the film. The Joker's true name has only in 2017 has Jack Napier as a name for the Joker appeared in the comics. The Joker's real name has never actually been revealed. So this particular version of the Joker, there is an idea of it coming from the comics where the Joker is a thug that killed Wayne's parents, which is something you see in the beginning. But it is not a canon. It is not something that is universal to the character. So that's one of those sort of ideas. Now, Keaton as Batman, the great thing about him is it's not the Batman that he plays so well. It is the Bruce Wayne. And the reason for that is when you look at Batman as a character, he is doing a Superman effect. And what I mean by that is Superman is Superman. Clark Kent is the fake identity. When he puts on the human clothes, that's the costume. When he's wearing the Superman suit, that's who he is. In this iteration of Batman, the person is Batman. It's when he puts on the clothes and becomes Bruce Wayne that in all reality, that's the character he's projecting. He's projecting a character that is not himself. So Bruce Wayne is the alias, and Batman is the real person. That's what makes this film work so well. Now again, is it a perfect film? I'm not going to say that. There are a few points that could have been better. I think this is a little on the classic side in terms of how it wraps up. I don't care for the ending as much, but it being a Batman film, it being a comic book, this was the greatest adaptation of Batman ever put to celluloid at the time. And to be honest with you, I think it was the greatest comic book movie of its time. The Burton films would slowly degrade into madness beyond that point. But this the thing is that you need to understand, this was a masterpiece for its time. It was a really great movie. And it had two world-class actors in it, going head-to-head in what almost felt like a title match for the award ceremonies this year. It is a film I cannot recommend enough. If you are a fan of Batman, you have to see this movie at least once in your lifetime. If you're not a fan of Batman, you should definitely still check out this movie because it is a good film. So, I give it an A, 2 thumbs up. If you haven't seen it, you absolutely need to. Anyway, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. While you're there, maybe you could like or subscribe if you haven't. I am Richard Leland Neal.